NBC TV went live with a spectacle that many hardcore fans still surprisingly talk about. The wrestlers were geared up in Bavarian-themed costumes. The commentary booth had a new face in Rowdy Roddy Piper, and backstage tensions were bubbling. Would this Oktoberfest edition of Saturday night's main event become a forgotten footnote or a cult classic? We rewind the tape, the good, the bad, and the nearly forgotten drama behind Saturday night's main event, episode 28.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Welcome to and new. Oh yeah!
It's going to be the biggest battleground in the history of our sport.
As God is my witness, he is broken in half.
But I'm better than you,
And you know it. You want some? Come get some.
Acknowledge me.
The irresistible force meeting the immovable object.
Welcome, wrestling fans, to the Wrestling Universe Channel's podcast, where pro wrestling fans discuss what we love, pro wrestling. So as always, if it's your first time listening in, we, the Wrestling Universe Channel, would like to thank you for taking the time to listen. And if you have returned, we want to give you a special shout out of thanks for sticking around the Wrestling Universe Channel. We invite you to follow us on YouTube and Spotify. Links below. Welcome, wrestling fans, to another anniversary show going back 35 years ago to Saturday night's main event, episode 28, taped September 18th, 1990 in Toledo, Ohio, and aired on this date, October 13th, 1990. Going into late 1990, the World Wrestling Federation was in an interesting period of transition. The Ultimate Warrior had captured the WWF Championship earlier that year and was being heavily pushed as a dominant force. The Intercontinental Championship was held by Kerry Von Erich as the Texas Tornado, a push many felt had both promise and baggage, since he was a big acquisition from the Von Erich family. On the tag side, the Legion of Doom, Demolition, and Rhythm and Blues, consisting of the Honky Tonk Man and Greg the Hammer Valentine, were all active and carrying out their spot on national TV. World Wrestling Federation tried to lean into spectacle. The Saturday night main event was even themed with Oktoberfest visuals, with wrestlers wearing Bavarian outfits and extra pageantry. Commentary had seen a change. Jesse the Body Ventura had departed the World Wrestling Federation earlier in 1990, opening a vacancy that led to Rowdy Roddy Piper stepping into the commentary role alongside Vince McMahon. The decision to air another Saturday night's main event in October, the fourth in 1990 on NBC, reflects how World Wrestling Federation was still leveraging those TV specials to keep attention between pay-per-views. So the scene was one of high expectations, visual gimmicks, and attempts to maintain momentum in a crowded wrestling landscape. Going behind the curtain, bringing in Piper to replace Ventura was a bold decision. Some fans have criticized Roddy Piper's style here as over the top or cartoonish, which threw off the tone for certain moments. The idea to have wrestlers in Bavarian outfits or using Oktoberfest motifs suggests management wanted spectacle to draw attention. The push of Kerry Von Erich, the Texas Tornado, as the Intercontinental Champion was controversial. He had the name recognition, but skeptics felt he was being elevated too fast over established mid-carders. From the October 1st, 1990 Wrestling Observer newsletter, word is that the WWF has signed a deal to do a primetime special with Fox in February. And speculation is that NBC is not very happy about the World Wrestling Federation working with their rival network, especially since Fox is paying more than NBC does and kind of showing them up. Furthermore, Ted DiBiase did an angle with the Rhodesons at the last Saturday night's main event taping, where Dustin blew a gusher, and we know how NBC feels about blood on these shows. In fact, blood is explicitly forbidden by the contract that Vince has with NBC, and they nearly got booted off the network over Big Boss Man's blade in the famous cage match with Hulk Hogan. For their part, the World Wrestling Federation is claiming that it was accidental. Plus, they can always just edit it off the show if that's the case. also from the same time from the Wrestling Observer newsletter. At the Saturday night's main event taping, where they did the Rhodes DiBiase angle, Ted DiBiase actually legit paid off fans sitting around Dustin $100 each to leave for the match so they could actually have the seats. Talk about using the gimmick properly. Due to our research, we could not find any legitimate answers or results from the business aspect. We do not know the exact number in attendance, the TV ratings, or any other financial information in regards to this show. So we will be moving forward to the match card and rundown. We did find this note from the Wrestling Observer newsletter that we would like to add from the October 1st, 1990 edition. The Oktoberfest edition of Saturday Night's Main Event aired this week, and Dave Meltzer thought it was a pretty decent show, and in particular, he thought, quote unquote, Lenny Poffo, champion sausage stuffer, was hilarious to review. Now, on to the actual match card rundown. Starting off first, we have the Ultimate Warrior and the Legion of Doom taking on Demolition. This is the show's big star-studded opener and the main spectacle, designed to hit the crowd fast with three powerhouse teams in the ring at once. The action opens up with a frantic scramble. Demolition worked their usual style early, isolating one LOD member with heavy strikes and double team maneuvers, while the Warrior lunges back into the ring to break up the control with high impact shoulder tackles and a few booming clotheslines. The finish comes with the Ultimate Warrior hitting a high splash, classic finishing visual on one of the Demolition members, while LOD neutralizes the other two and the pin is made. The match is heavy on spectacle, an exciting visual of three of WWF's biggest power acts in one ring. But in retrospect, it's often criticized for being tight on time and a little chaotic, with six big bodies fighting for room. Dave Meltzer's rating, quarter star. The next match we have is King Macho Man Randy Savage taking on the American Dream Dusty Rhodes. This match is built on character and contrasts. Randy Savage's theatrical, slick heel psychology with Sherry at ringside versus Dusty Rhodes' everyman brawling heart. The match doesn't reach a clean conclusion. The action spills outside the ring. The $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase attacked Dustin Rhodes, an angle that added heat to the Rhodes family storyline. As the count climbs, Randy Savage retains by countout. The countout finish makes this a storyline continuation more than a decisive chapter. Dave Meltzer's rating for this match, 1.25 stars. The third match for this event plays like a TV special attraction. It is Hulk Hogan teaming up with Tugboat to take on Rhythm and Blues, the Honky Tonk Man, and Greg the Hammer Valentine. Hogan is the marquee draw. Tugboat is the newfound ally, and Rhythm and Blues bring veteran heel heat backed by Jimmy Hart's managerial antics. Hulk Hogan sells being the big target, while Tugboat provides the physical backup. Around mid-match, we see the classic TV heel escalation. Honky Tonk Man nails a guitar shot where Tugboat gets temporarily knocked down, and the referee calls the bout by disqualification. After the bell, there's a classic post-match beatdown where the other heels try to punish Hogan. Earthquake, who had ties to the angle around this time, runs out to the ring area at one point in some accounts to lay in splashes, and chaos ensues. Tugboat gets a guitar shot to help Hogan. Dave Meltzer gives this 2 stars. The next match is an Intercontinental title match. The champion Kerry Von Erich defends against Haku. In this Intercontinental title defense, Kerry Von Erich, branded as a Texas Tornado in World Wrestling Federation, bridging the Von Erich regional fame into the national spotlight. The matchup is presented as a meeting of brute strength versus hard-nosed toughness. Haku's strikes and mat work wear down the Tornado momentarily, but Kerry Von Erich's Tornado Punch-like finisher. The match ends with the Texas Tornado retaining the Intercontinental Championship, solidifying Kerry's push at that time as the WWF attempt to build him into a mid to upper card star. Dave Meltzer's rating for this match, 1.5 stars. In the final match of this card, it is Coco Beware taking on Sergeant Slaughter. This is a classic program match that pits Slaughter's brute, methodical offense and big man submission work against Coco's speed and aerial style. Key moments include Coco pulling off a couple of trademark high-flying attempts to the delight of the crowd, but Sergeant Slaughter's power counters and grounded wrestling stops the long sustained offense. The finish is a submission, giving Sergeant Slaughter the victory. This match serves to re-establish Slaughter's menace and promote the heel pairing with General Adnan. Dave Meltzer gives this 1 star. We now come to the part of the show where we fantasize if we were booking this event and what we would have done differently. Yes, it is the What If segment. We encourage you wrestling fans to voice your thoughts if you agree or disagree in the comment section below. Maybe even add in a little bit of your what ifs. The first what if. What if the Randy Savage vs. Dusty Rhodes match had a clean finish? Instead of a countout, giving Savage a pinfall or Rhodes a heroic near-fall finish might have added a little bit more drama. What if we rearranged 2 of the matches and eliminated and added certain participants? Let me explain. Hulk Hogan and the Legion of Doom take on 2 members of Demolition and Earthquake. Wouldn't that have been just a tad bit better than having the Ultimate Warrior and Legion of Doom take on all 3 members of Demolition? Wouldn't it have been better than having Hulk Hogan and Tugboat take on Rhythm and Blues? We understand that the pairing teams is kind of a prelude to the Survivor Series 1990, but still, this is a little different. This is Saturday night's main event. How cool would it actually be to see Hulk Hogan team up with the Legion of Doom? What if the Texas Tornado versed a surprise opponent? Nothing to disregard Haku in any means whatsoever, but perhaps having the Texas Tornado defend against a surprise heel or include a stipulation like no count out or no disqualification might bring in a little bit more of the storyline involving Mr. Perfect. Again, we encourage you to leave your comments below if you agree, if you disagree with any of our suggestions, or if you have your own what if. Please leave them in the comments. Some memorable standouts as well as highlights and even botches and weak points of the show. The visual theming, the Bavarian outfits, the Oktoberfest elements and segments make Saturday night's main event episode 28 stand out among the others in the archives. Yes, it was fun. Yes, it was humorous. We even enjoyed the food fight. And for its time, it was definitely appealing. So it was definitely a standout. The push for Kerry Von Erich, the Texas Tornado, in the Intercontinental title match is memorable, especially given how rare his WWF spotlight really was. And lastly, the card is packed with names. Fans get to see combinations of the Ultimate Warrior, LOD, Hulk Hogan in tag matches, and also Randy Savage versus Dusty Rhodes, which is definitely a main rivalry at that time period, dating back to January. The botches and the weak points though, multiple non-pinfall or count-out finishes, Savage's count-out, Hogan's match DQ'd, all the overall results of the show. And surprisingly, without a confirmed rating of this show, it's actually really hard to anchor which matches truly quote-unquote landed at this time. And even though Sergeant Slaughter was just starting out, no offense to Coco, but how would have that been if we saw Sergeant Slaughter go against the Texas Tornado for the Intercontinental title? Right away, Slaughter already has heat. He's had the heat since August. He's already got the heat. He's already got the fans reacting. Thinking of that time period, what kind of emotions would you have in 1990 as a little kid seeing the champion, someone brand new to your televisions, the Texas Tornado, almost lose the Intercontinental title to someone who you defiantly hate? At the time, Saturday night's main event, episode 28, probably delivered what many viewers expected: star power, visual flair, and name-driven matchups. But over time, it's become more of a curiosity among fans, appreciated for both its ambition and its quirky choices. What remains memorable, surprisingly, seeing Kerry Von Erich in his quick push to stardom as he defends the Intercontinental title. Many retrospectives point to that match as a tease of what the World Wrestling Federation might have tried doing in 1990. Besides that, the Oktoberfest gimmick, the food fight, seeing all these wrestlers decked up in that Bavarian Oktoberfest gear, that still to this day is fun to just rewatch and re-remember. But in closing, Saturday Night's Main Event episode 28 is neither the greatest Saturday Night's Main Event ever, nor the worst. It's a spectacle-laced snapshot of a company chasing bigger visuals and TV presence in the ending days of its golden age. As always, we appreciate and thank you all for taking the time to be a part of our episode here on the Wrestling Universe channel. Please let us know how we did, or if you have anything you would like to contribute to this episode, we would love to hear your feedback. And you know the drill. Follow us on all of our social platforms, Instagram, YouTube, and Spotify, and we look forward to the next episode. So long, wrestling fans.